Hey guys, and welcome to the final test for, the final test for my Rode series. And this, I know it sounds very windy, but that's deliberate because this is going to be a test of a DEADCAT and the effect it has with a Rode NTG-2. This was going to be a comparison head-to-head test with the NTG-2 and the video mic, as it has been with all the other videos in the series, but unfortunately the battery has run out in the video mic and I don't have one to replace it. And the wind conditions now are perfect for a wind test because there's the type of wind conditions where it's not, it's the type of wind conditions where you would still film, and yet it's not too heavy that it would interrupt every bit of audio no matter what. So the audio probably sounds a bit terrible now because it's breezy, and like just now you get like very large sweeps of wind. So first of all, now we're going to do a test with the DEADCAT, and then we're going to do a test then without the pop filter or the DEADCAT, just so you can get a gauge of how it sounds. So we're going to switch now to the DEADCAT and see how it performs. Okay, and now we have the DEADCAT on the Rode NTG-2, and the wind is still the same, and I don't know if you can tell any difference. But, I don't know if there's any difference yet because I haven't heard the audio yet because I'm recording. But hopefully you should notice a significant change, if the wind picks up again, because it's died down a little bit now since I put it on. But yeah, you should notice a change in the. There shouldn't be any popping or peaking with the audio anymore, which should make it so that the audio is a bit more usable. And so I'm just going to ramble on now and wait for the wind to pick up a little bit now. So yeah, this is not the official Rode DEADCAT. This is a third party cheaper alternative. I'm not entirely sure what it is, what the third party name of this one is, but the official Rode DEADCAT is available, and it is the same thing basically. But yeah, so the wind's picked up a little bit now, and I don't know if you can tell any difference, but there should be a noticeable difference, and the wind should be a bit more the wind should be more audible rather than interfering. So yeah, there's a very good test right there. So, and it's picking up quite a bit now. So next now we are going to do a test without the wind, without any pop filter or DEADCAT assistance whatsoever. Okay, so now the NTG-2 does not have any type of wind protection at all, pop filter or DEADCAT, and there should be quite a noticeable. Oh, there we go. There should be quite a noticeable difference in the wind resistance. Yeah, it's quite a big test actually. I kind of wish that test would have came up when with the DEADCAT on it, but can't have everything. But anyway, next now, the next test I'm going to do now is with the Tascam internal microphones on them, just to see how these two compare with each other as far as wind protection goes. So we'll see how that sounds. Okay, so now you're hearing me through the Tascam DR40 internal microphones. I don't know how much of a difference there is, but it's quite annoying. When I had a look at it just now, when I turned it on, it was just all peaking all the time. I don't know if it is still. I'm still doing that now. But yeah, this is the Tascam, and on a windy day, I haven't got a windsock or a DEADCAT, or I can't remember what they're called for the audio recorders. I'd call them the Afros, I do, but still. Yeah, this is just an audio test of that really, and let me know. We'll see how it sounds in post, or I will. Let me know how it sounds to you. Anyway, now we're going to switch back to the Rode now with the DEADCAT, and we're going to do a distance test, just like we did when it was snowing, and I was comparing the video mic to this. So now I want to do a distance test. It's not the same area of my garden, but it's still the same distance, so roughly 30 feet. So we're going to do a distance test with the DEADCAT. Okay, so as before, right, this is from roughly 2 feet away with the NTG-2 with the windsock, or DEADCAT as it's known. and this is with the low pass filter turned off, and I'm going to keep the low pass filter off the majority of this test, as I don't have a method of switching it. You know, I haven't brought a pen with me today to switch it, so we're going to keep this with the low pass filter turned off, and there's a bit of gust of wind just to add add a bit more to the test. Okay, this is the same test as before, low pass filter turned off, and this is from roughly 10 feet away, and we'll just I'll just ramble on now until we get another small gust of wind just to see how it still performs. And yeah, so come on. Yeah, you can never rely on nature. Ah, there we go. So that was from 10 feet away, and that was a small gust of wind just to see how well you can hear me while the wind picks up anyway. Okay, this is from roughly 20 feet away, same test as before. Low pass filters turned off with the Rode NTG-2. Oh, and all of these tests have been done with the DEADCAT DR40 on max volume, just to make all the tests consistent as the ones from the indoor one and the outdoor distance test without the DEADCAT. This is the DEADCAT with a wind test. And this is from the very end of my garden now. I'm yelling a little bit just to make sure you can still pick me up. So once again, low pass filter turned off. This is a wind test with the DEADCAT on the Rode NTG-2 through the DEADCAT DR40 max volume. And there's also birds here. And on the other wind has decided to die down quite a bit now, so there we are. We got a little bit of wind just to keep the test consistent. Okay guys, well I hope you've enjoyed this little test. Sorry I couldn't be a bit more in depth as the other ones. I will possibly try and do more in the future, just to add to this one, you know, like maybe a comparison with how both the NTG-2 and the Rode Video might compare with the DEADCAT. And I may also do a low pass filter test at some point as well. But I think just as a final test, because the wind has been kind of on and off and not been consistent with how strong it is, I'm just going to do a little blow test on the microphone from this distance, just so you can get a gauge of how well it performs, okay? Now I don't know if that affected the microphone at all. Well, let me know in the comments. I'll find out in post. And all I can say is, you know, I hope you enjoyed this short video series of mine. I enjoyed doing it. It was a really good experience for me, as I've not done a lot with as far as sound is concerned, and it's been a learning curve for all of us. So let me know what you think of the DEADCAT or this particular filter, and how they performed in comparison with how they performed before. And yeah, this is like the fourth attempt now for myself to do a wind test, but every time I've ever tried it, it has been absolutely impossible to get wind conditions correct. The wind has either been way too low, or you see we got more wind now while I'm talking, or the wind has been insanely high, at which, you know, it would have been a ridiculous test, because no one would even dream of filming in those conditions. Because in conditions where the wind is absolutely insanely high, all audio would most likely be recorded, externally. Later on, at a later date, you know, so that you'd have more control. The wind noise would have been added, you know, with professional sound recording gear, and all the characters' voices would have been added in ADR as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this test, and I hope to see you all soon.